Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel, and we are today going to be talking about grammar. Today, we're going to be focusing on the topic of conditionals. We will be describing crimes using conditionals. We will be trying to determine whether a crime could have ended better, and we will be also talking about our beliefs. That is, the belief if something is going to go good or going to go bad. How to do that and how to explain that using the right words for grammar. And then we will be going over a comprehension exercise, after which you'll be answering some questions, some comprehension questions, and then you will be writing some sentences using this particular grammar. So grab yourself a coffee or a cookie and let's boogie. So, first conditional. I'm sure everyone knows there's three conditionals, erster, zweite, dritte. In German, there's also a fourth conditional, which is the sei form, all that sort of stuff. Today, we're going to be focusing on the first conditional and the third conditional. These particular forms are used to talk about the future, which we believe to be real or possible. And then depending on how real you believe it to be, you add in different words. So let's begin with some basic ideas and read through this and then try to understand what's going on. So if it doesn't rain tomorrow, we'll go to the beach. Arsenal will win. Arsenal will be top of the league if they win. When I finish work, I'll call you. So this is a mixture of a promise and basically saying, if this happens 100%, we are going to do this. Most of you guys will probably know this already. Second conditional, we're not going to be going over today. It's the hätte Fahrradkette form, das wäre, wenn es so hätte, so on and so forth. Here is the form. You can pause the video if you want to look at this, but this is the main one that we want to focus on, because we are going to be describing crimes and their likelihood. So we're going to be making beliefs or explaining your belief on whether something is fahrlässig or not, whether something is dangerous or not. And then we're going to talk about two words that we need to know. Inevitable. Inevitable. This is a word that you need to know because lots of times people say that a crime is inevitable or something is inevitable after something has begun. If you do this, this will happen. If you do this, X will happen. It is inevitable. It is 100%. Are some crimes inevitable? We'll see. So the first word to explain our beliefs that we want to look at is the word might. Many people don't understand how to use might exactly. Might is basically always going to be swapped out in the first conditional with the word will. So the first conditional is always Gegenwart plus werden. So Arsenal will win if they are at the top of the league. That's an obvious one. Arsenal will be top of the league if they win. They win, Gegenwart, will, future indicative, it is what it is. This one, when I finish work, I'll call you. This one in particular is a promise sentence. I'm sure you've heard this particular form before. What if we threw in the word might? You're not saying this will happen, that you are doubting this. Might is putting a condition onto this. Many people say that might is a weak condition. The best way I would put in my words is that it's 30% likely to happen. So when I finish work, I might call you instead of I'll call you. This is saying, I'll finish work, but I might call you if it depends. I'm not sure if I will. Arsenal will be top of the league if they win. Where would you put the might? Here. Arsenal might be top of the league if they win. In other words, it's not certain. You think maybe they will be top of the league if they win. So this isn't the condition that you're focusing on. This, they finish at top of the league. Okay. Again, you'd only need to change the word will. You don't need to change be or anything like that. Be is always in the infinitive when you use it with a conditional of any kind, unless it's in present perfect. But we'll talk about that later. And if it doesn't rain tomorrow, we'll go to the beach. How do you change this? If it doesn't rain tomorrow, we might go to the beach. This is saying, if this happens, we might do this. This is a possibility. It's not a guarantee, it's not a certainty. It is simply a possibility, saying, we might go to the beach if it doesn't rain tomorrow. But you might have plans, you might be busy, you might not have the car tomorrow, etc., etc. There are lots of possibilities. And in this case, if you're using will, you believe it to be 100% real or possible. Using the words might, this is indicative that it's a possibility. It's no longer like this part you don't care about. It's this. This is the part that you're affecting with might. You're saying, we might go to the beach. This is the thing that is possible or possibly not. Okay. And then you have potential. And this is the other thing that you use with also directly with the first conditional, and you just swap out the will. Could, would, or should. Second conditional, this is where could, woulds, and shoulds just are very, very happy and comfortable. I'll just scroll here so you can see it in its entirety. I'll drop a link for it all. But could and should work here with the possibility, saying this is an option. So might is indicative of belief. Could, would, and should are indicative of options. The opportunity might exist. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, we could go to the beach. In other words, going to the beach is an option. It's one of many. Arsenal could be top of the league if they win. This is very, very similar to might, but simply saying Arsenal could, there are many options. Remember that football game where Germany came fourth, but they only came fourth if Mexico beat someone? It's one of those games, one of those situations. They could be at top of the league if these people win or not. And because of how the games worked out, Germany came fourth in the ranking. I think it was Denmark, Korea, Mexico, Germany, from memory. Tell me if you remember exactly what the ranking was. I'm sure someone else out there remembers it a lot better. So they could be at the top of the ranking, but there are other options. When I finish work, I could call you. This is simply saying it is an option. I could call you, we could FaceTime. There are many other options. There are other possibilities. So, just to clarify, will, 100% what we believe to be true, real, or possible. We then use might to indicate if the possibility is low, and then we use could or should to indicate the options. This could happen. We would go to, if it doesn't rain tomorrow, we would go to the beach. Again, there's options, but we'll talk about that in a second. So just keep this in mind. It's either real It's either possible or low in possibility, and then is it an option? So, why are we doing this? Let's look at a crime now. I don't know why people would post these sorts of things. I think it's called L posting. Someone can tell me. But this is what we want to watch now. So let's just comprehend this. This is from Dustin Pointer. He does red flag, green flag videos talking about relationships. Some of it's really interesting, some of it's very wholesome. And sometimes you get this. I put sesame oil in my boyfriend's food when he's allergic. Er hat eine Allergie. Because he threw away my rose toy. She thinks that he threw away her toy, her rose toy, whatever that is. So, we see here this is sort of a conditional. But this is more like, I did this because this. This 100% happened because this. With conditionals, it doesn't matter which clause goes where. So, for example, to take you back to when you were 10, this is a clause, and it's dictated by the word will or by a comma. It doesn't matter which position the clauses are, they can swap around. It just simply matters where you put the conditional word. So, let's watch this and let's see what's going on. And is there a crime going on? Tell me what kind of crime is going on. She's put sesame oil in her boyfriend's food. He's allergic to it because of this. So because this happened, I did this.
This tastes weird. What did you put in it?
Sesame oil.
Okay, open sesame.
You're joking. You're joking. You did not put sesame oil in this.
You threw away.
Oh, hold up. Sorry, I got rid of the French subtitles. That can be distracting. Let's look at the English subtitles only.
You're joking. You did not put sesame oil in this.
You threw away my rose toy.
Oh, my spooky sister in Christ! Rolls at its door.
I did not throw away your rose.
You threw away my rose toy.
Prove it. You can't prove anything. I didn't
It
throw
was
away
in
your
the
rose
trash.
toy.
It was in the trash.
You must have put it there. I don't know how it got there. Did you actually put sesame in this?
You threw away my rose toy.
Care about something else?
I need an EpiPen. I don't have any EpiPens.
You threw away my rose toy.
You Toys R Us diamond member!
Dude, you're kidding. I had an EpiPen like a long time ago. I don't know where the...
Okay. Maybe I took it. I might have taken it, is another way of saying this. Maybe this is putting in a condition. Maybe she took it. What did she take? She took the EpiPen.
Maybe I took it.
I am angrier than a beaver in a pond full of printer paper.
I can feel my throat closing up.
You threw away my rose toy.
I'm skipping with so much fervor!
The rose toy. Who gives a shit? You don't need it anyway.
What do you mean I don't need it? I need it!
What you need is a tranquilizer in the butt cheek. They need to treat you like a rabid...
Yeah, we get the idea. So, let's create some conditional sentences right here talking about this crime. So, first of all, is this a crime? Absolutely. My understanding is this is attempted murder. Depending on the country you're in, this is attempted murder. If you click on the comments, just goes ahead and says attempted murder could be used as evidence in attempted murder. Yeah. You guys get the idea. So, attempted murder. This could be attempted murder. So, let's create some sentences now. Okay, so let's create a sentence. The man, oh my gosh, this is really, really tiny. Let's make this a little bit larger. Okay, never mind. The man will die if he does not get his EpiPen. Okay, why is this EpiPen? Okay, never mind. This particular form thinks we're typing in German. It is what it is. So, nice and easy conditional. This will happen if he does not get X. So, we have will, we have a result afterwards, and the result is in Gegenwart. It is in the present tense. So, give you guys 2 seconds. How would you say this, saying you think the chance is low? So let's imagine you are her. We want to express our belief that the chance is low. How would you say this? It doesn't like that one either. Okay, never mind. EpiPen, for those who don't know, this is the thing that you give to people who are having an allergic attack. It's full of adrenaline and helps you keep alive. Okay. And let's say there are options. So might is simply saying the potential. I doubt the potential for it to happen. The man could die if he does not get his EpiPen. So why would you say could in this situation? This is potentially a situation where other things might happen. He might be injured. He might go to hospital. He could go to hospital. And so he's not going to die. Dying is an option, but you, in this particular sense, do not think that it is an option. This act will... Okay, let's do this. Let's do this properly. If you give the man sesame oil when he is allergic to it. So we have Gegenwart. What's coming next? How would you... Wait, let me... There we go. If you give the man sesame oil when he is allergic to it, how would we finish the sentence? We're using will, could, might. All the options depending on your belief. So, if you give the man sesame oil when he's allergic to it, you will go to prison for attempted murder. Again, swapping out will. You might, if you have a good lawyer. This is saying like, I don't think I'll go to prison. I might go to prison, but I know a really good lawyer, and this lawyer, they've got me covered. And I could go to prison. This is saying prison's an option. It's not the guarantee. It's not 100%. This is a possibility. There are other options. Okay, so hopefully we very clearly have this stuck in our minds. Will equals 100% belief. Might equals 30%. 30 to 50% belief. Could. Potential with other options. Okay. We'll talk about would another day. Just right now, we are focusing on these 3 words: will, might, and could. And we're back. So, we see a picture here. I wonder what this is. This might be about the guy that we watched a video on, where he talked about a crime in Sweden. Just possibly. That is an option. This could be the man. There are other options. And then this will be the man. We believe 100%. So, which do you guys think this is? Might, could, or will? This as well. This video will be about this particular gentleman, and we have here
Cordia, ship of dreams. It's been 8 years.
Yeah, you get the idea. It's 100% this guy. And this guy is really, really clever. He's an excellent storyteller, which is why you will watch his video now. So what we're going to be doing now for the rest of the lesson, you will be watching this video. You'll find the link to it in the additional materials list. And essentially, we're going to be going through this, understanding it, and then trying to use might, will, and could style sentences to describe what is going on. So, first of all, we are going to watch the video, and I have some comprehension questions. So, many will know the story of the Cost of Concordia already, but we want to understand, is it cursed? Will this ship sink? Is it inevitable? Is it inevitable? Well, we see here in the beginning the first signs of maybe this might be the case. You might think certain things. So the first part of the video you want to understand is, why might this boat be cursed? What were some of the bad things that happened initially? Next one, who is this guy? Who is this particular gentleman here? And how did he get his job? How did he manage to get this particular position in the boat? Also, how long did it take for him to get his job? How long, and might that be suspicious? Is this suspicious? Next point in question. What is this? And, what do we call this particular act right here? And what does it mean to do this? And why might it be dangerous? Who is this beautiful young lady right here? I'll give you a hint. It's not his wife. This woman is not his wife. And how might she be a problem for the people on the boat? I'm sure you can figure that part out. Here's another expression. What does eyeballing mean? What does eyeballing mean, and why might this be a problem? What problems could this cause if you are eyeballing things? And nextly, of course, we have, who is the helmsman? We have this particular gentleman here. This particular gentleman, we don't have a real picture for him. You'll find out later about that. But just for the time being, this is his face. Who is Jacob? And what are the problems with him being in his job position? What are some potential problems why this could be an issue? For those who want to know, what is the captain doing here? Yes, this is Dominica. We don't know if this really happened at this particular moment. Possibly she was there distracting him, possibly she wasn't. We don't know. A lot of it is very alleged in this video. How far away is it to be risky? And how far away do we need to be for it to be safe for the sail by salute?
3:15. So the first officer.
What are the problems with the communication, and why might this be a problem for the boat? And the next question, why might going 16 knots be too fast? Why might this be a problem? Next question, how might the crew be complacent? And how might this lead to some problems with the sailing? And then the last question for this part of the video, so this is up to the 8th minute. What's happening here? What's happening at this point in the video here? And what could have happened if he had not made a mistake? What mistake did he make, and what could have happened if he had not made that mistake? Okay, and you should stop the video around the 9-minute mark, roughly about when you see this particular picture. This is when everything sort of ends for our first part of the comprehension question, and then we will look at more details, and then we'll be describing the future with this particular situation. So please pause the video here, watch that video, and then come back and let's answer the questions. Okay, so let's answer the questions. So he became a captain first by becoming a security guard, then a superior security guard, and then he just sort of swapped over to becoming captain of the ship. Very interesting transition. He had been trying to be a captain for 2 years. It took him at least 2 years to get to that particular point. When it comes to superstitions, I'm not superstitious, but there were multiple things that went wrong with the boat. For example, the wine glass did not break. The boat sailed at a very particular time. And one thing that raised my suspicion is that the captain was very dangerous. He had multiple accidents on his belt already. So this was not a surprise when this particular collision happened. He definitely does not have a history of safety. Who is Dominica? Dominica is the captain's mistress. She's very pretty and therefore pretty distracting, according to the court logs. Again, everything's very alleged, but in the court case, it wasn't against her, it was against the captain. So there are other various problems that happen after Giglio. So first of all, there is the sail-by salute. A sail-by salute is when you get really, really close to the water. You try to get as close as possible to the island and blow the horn really loudly. And lots of people on the boat love it. Everyone on the island hates it. And then we have various distances of risky to safe, and it's about 3.4 miles. 0.34 miles, so about 500 meters from the island is basically where the risky to safe line divides itself. Okay, and who is the helmsman? Well, we've got Ruslan, and the main problem we have with Ruslan is that he doesn't speak English. He doesn't necessarily communicate very well. And because of this, he might have made some major mistakes on the boat. The other problem with him is that he doesn't have much experience with boats. Very beneficial for the company is that he was very cheap to hire, and as a result, they were able to get on very well. What is complacency? Complacency is when you don't do
This ship.
everything that you should. For example, here we see here they should be talking, she should be giving out the coordinates. And the thing with coordinates, as you're moving along, a captain will know how close we are to the shore. So eyeballing is when you use your eye to measure the distance to take a rough guess at what the distance is between you and the island, between you and land. So she was not calling out the commands. This created a problem. And as a result, his eyeballing wasn't very good in this particular situation. And then we have the speed. Going 16 knots meant that there was oversteer or understeer, one of the two, which basically means that the rudder is turning as much as possible, but you're still going straight. Anyone that has, I think it's understeer, anyone who has ever experienced understeer knows just how scary it is and how unpleasant it can be. And the other major problem with the helmsman is that he turns the wheel in the wrong direction at the wrong time. Which brings me to the main question. Was this inevitable? Was it inevitable that this boat was going to crash? No. No, it wasn't. This boat very much so could have not sunk if they had done everything correctly. If everything had been correct. So, we now want to take a quick pause and then we're going to look back at our grammar. Okay, so now we see, looking back at the grammar, we have various sentences that we will now make statements about when it comes to the boat. So, you guys, going back to the 9-minute mark, no, we're going to around about here.
The ship was wrong.
Yeah, right about here. So what I want you guys to now do is to write a report from here to the 17-minute mark is when they abandon ship, or when they start to abandon ship. So from about the 11-minute mark to the 17-minute mark, I want you guys to make some reports for me. What will happen? What will happen with the captain? What will he do? And what might have happened? So you guys are going to write sentences similar to this. Again, creating conditional sentences for me while understanding and watching the video. So you are going to give me some nice, beautiful sentences like this. If, so the ship will flood. Let's write this here. 2 compartments will flood 60 seconds after impact. Okay, nice, easy report using the sentences will, might, or could. The ship might have, the ship might not sink if they didn't hit this part of the ship. This is a conditional using the simple past. Again, this is second conditional. I don't particularly want to teach too much on this. This part here exists. Just know that you just do the second part in simple past. Okay, and then we have some really neat sentences that you could say. The ship could make it to shore if the engines had not stopped working. Something along those lines. So we want to watch the video now, the rest of the video, report what's happening, what's going on in this particular part of the exercise, and make reports for me on what you see, what happens, what will happen, and then we don't need too many sentences where things might happen or might have been different. You can change things around, and then coulds if you think there are options. So just for clarification, will is something that will happen, that's inevitable. After X happens, this will happen. It is inevitable. Then use might if you think that might not have happened if this didn't happen. And then the could part, where you think if this hadn't happened, this could have happened. There were other options. Okay, watch the video, understand what's going on in the story, and then we will try to break this down. Also, just for clarification's sake, I thought I'd just create some sentences what it should look like just from watching the video for 2 minutes. All members of staff will come back on duty. The woman in the magic box might not be happy. They will lose propulsion after losing power to the engine, and the doors will be closed. Again, don't think it too crazily. It doesn't need to be too complicated, too long. Just make nice small sentences that look something similar to this. Okay, so we're back to this particular part. And now what I want you guys to do is keep what you've written down together, because we will discuss this in our first lesson back when we get together. I want to see you guys put together some conditionals, discuss them, and get some highlights out. What did you think was most interesting of this video? What did you find most concerning? What was the worst problem that they had, the worst thing that they did? But keep these simple conditional sentences that you guys have down, and then we will talk more about that next time. So your homework is very simple. What would you have given this man? So what crimes have been committed? What crimes have happened on this boat? And what would you, under German law, give these people? So the 5 people that I want to see if you were going to give any crimes to. So the first off, we have Dominika. Would she be charged with anything? Under Italian law, she was not charged with anything. What would you have charged her if this happened in Germany? The captain. Would the captain be charged with anything? And then we have the helmsman. Would he have been charged with anything? Yeah, this guy. This guy, would he have been charged with anything? Then we have... One second. Not him. There's two other people. So there's the second captain and third captain. Would the second captain be charged? Yeah, here we go.
Then turns to the...
This guy. Are we going to give him any charges? And then we have this girl. This girl who is the third captain. Would you have charged this person with anything? Is this person receiving any kind of criminal punishment? So, just to quickly summarize, is Dominica being punished? Is the captain being punished? Second captain, third captain, and the helmsman. These 5 people. Are any of these people receiving criminal charges, or is it just the captain under German law? Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all for the next part.